Right.
And over to you, Doug.
Okay.
Be uncomfortable, so just do what works for you, but it should look something like this. I find it extremely difficult to do it vertically, so it's probably going to be contacting down there. But anyway, we'll do 15 of these. Oh no, 16. We'll do 16. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, shich, hach, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, shich, hach. Yeah, man. Does everyone have their tennis ball?
Yep.
Take your tennis ball, whatever part of your, whichever muscles are aching for you or tense, you use your tennis ball to take it and apply a pressure with it. You can use the wall, you can use your hands. And what I'm going to talk about in the whole will involve this technique. But if you want, let's say the back of your thigh is giving you pain, take this, gently apply pressure, and then pulse your leg up and down so that hopefully the muscle that you're targeting is being flexed and relaxed. I'm going to try it in my shoulder. So I guess with that, I lift my arm out, up and down. It's, yeah. All right. Put your tennis ball away, and we'll finish off with some gentle stretches. So, arms out, and we do a gentle twist sideways. Twist as far back as you can. Now, forwards. Elbows forwards. Shoulders forwards. Backwards, shoulders. Elbows backwards. Arms backwards. Right, neck, hidari, nage, hidari, nage, rolling, hantai, What time is it? Actually, yeah, like we haven't done anything about legs, so knees out. Knees in. And now you're just doing leg lifts. Try and get that angle between your thighs as big as you can. Other side. And young. 体操を終わります。
はい。
Cool. Grab some water and tell me who is feeling hot and sweaty
Yes.
and who needs more exercise to become hot and sweaty. Ophelia.
I'm good.
You look super cool in your sunglasses. You look hot and sweaty.
I am hot and sweaty, but I also can't see anything on the screen without them. It's either that or like close all the curtains, and that means I'll be even more sweaty.
Even the cold water tap is putting out hot water.
Yeah, I had to move rooms today because it's too hot in the other room. So sorry if you see people walking past.
No, that's okay. Do you want? So it sounds like Ophelia needs about 20 more sit-ups because she hates them. How are you feeling, Danny?
I could use 20 less. No, I missed that part. So I'll do them if they're going. But
Okay. Well, in that case,
I can do sit-ups properly because I can't go. There's a point right before your back hits or like just above the floor when you're about this much off the floor. I can't go down that far because I feel my bones just rub together or something.
Yeah.
I was having problems doing these scissors as well.
okay. Well, in that case, what I suggest is that Ophelia, you should probably put some extra renhanko in everything I am doing. For the rest of us, we will have a gentle lesson because that's what I want, unless you're desperate not to. We've got loads of techniques to get through because Ophelia gave me like a billion. So from Migi, Churangamai, Kamaite.
It might depend. Not tomorrow as well.
No, even then we have a billion. To your own time from Churangamai, Kote nuki. You should remember this. Kamaite. And change side, because you all know it. Kote nuki. And keep going. And work up a sweat if you're Ophelia. If you want, you can also do it really gently, just thinking about all the things. So opening your hand, looking for the eyes, going down, urakening, and punching spaghettis of your opponent. A few more. Make them good. Excellent. Yame, Kesh, and Kokyu. What is next? Aha! Who remembers gyakute? We hardly ever do it. I think we've done it once or twice in the last 8 weeks. So, from Here Daddy, Churangamai Kamaite. So, have a go. We have looked at it before. I don't know if Daniela, you were in the class. Let's have a look at gyaku gote form. This bit's the same. I'm trying to think what's the easiest way to teach. No, in fact, go for it. In your own time, kamaite. Have a go at it. Let's have a look. What's everyone up to? Excellent. It's looking really good, Yame. Just a couple of pointers. So, first of all, when you've opened your hand, the ideal place for this to be is on your body, right? So it's on your body. And if it wavers or comes round or comes up, it's in the wrong place. So you really want this all the way here as you flick to the eyes, take it round. You did the 1 and the 2 excellently, but then some of you tilted your back here. As I've been saying for a little while, my preference in Kempo stance is to do a squat. What's the point of doing 50 squats every single class if we're not going to use it? If you really don't want to do a squat, then you can slide this foot forward, but don't go over. Okay? Does that make sense? Any questions? No. From Migi, Chuda the bike, Maite. And again, gyaku gote. In your own time, Maite. The sun has gone in, I can watch you practically. Let's have a look. Nice, much better. Nice, yummy. It's looking really good. Obviously, you'll get the feel for it as you do it a million times like the rest of us. But apparently, we are doing variations of gyaku gote. Is that right? Is that right? The next one is shita, uke, geri, gote. Gote nage. Shita, uke, geri, gote nage. Pronounce that like?
Okay, cross nage.
Yeah, that's kind of. Anyone remember the stance? Alex, what's the stance for that?
Geri.
Cool. Okay, this is a tiger mai, and what's happening is that somebody is, for Miggy, someone is attacking that stomach area because you've offered it like so. You've said, don't touch my face is gorgeous, and plus I've got my sunglasses on, I don't want to drop them. You're saying, come here and attack me. So just a couple of warm-ups from Miggy Churangabai Kamaite. So the attack is as follows. Jun Zuki. Is it Jun or Gyakuzuki?
Gyaku, it must be
Thank
Gyaku.
you. Gyakuzuki. Backhand punch to the body. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Fish. Hud. Cute. Shoot. Okay, so you now know what's coming in. This is horrendous. Why would anyone do it? But it happens a lot, especially to women. It's horrendous. But if you want to protect yourself, the thing you can do is you're in Hasagama. You've said, attack me here, don't attack me here. So this is one thing. What you're doing is you're clasping your backhand, and you're protecting. Okay? So my favorite sheet for this, for anyone who knows me, is I go fully hibadachi, and then just drop into it. Okay? That gives me, because my hara is very big, can you see in the mirror? Look how big it is. It's very pregnant at all times. It's a whole different conversation. It comes down like so, right? And what you're doing is you're transferring your weight onto your front knee so that you can kick. Okay, let's try a few of those. What is that technique called without the kote nage?
Alex.
Shita, geri.
Excellent stuff. And which syllabus is it on?
I think for me 2 syllabuses ago, so probably orange.
Sweet.
Yeah, yellow to orange.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We got this to come, Daddy. From Migi Hasso Gamai. To the count. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Sish. Fudge. Araxagari, 2, Migi, Hasogamai. I think you understand the concept quite well. For those of you who haven't done this for a long time, remember that this is a bounce, right? You're basically, I've lost my thing. There you go. Someone is coming in, they've got you here, but you're not there because you're here, right? And this is going to do very little to help you. In fact, in everything, it's hurting me because this is really metally. So what you want to do is bounce it, and ideally bounce it straight into stance, whatever you want to do. Bounce into cover, okay? But from Hidari, Hasogabai, just a few more. Ich. Ni. San, much better. Shi. Go. Rook. Sish. Last one, make it good. Hudge. Good, Shinkoku. Okay. So, now we're doing it just as if it was a... I've never thought about it this way, that this is a gyaku gote takedown. But let's pretend it isn't. It is this cool katate. So what happens now is that you wrap around their hand. So their fist is coming in that way and you've wrapped around. So when they come back, it doesn't escape. Okay? And as you've done that, your second hand, your backhand comes up and takes it out the way. Okay? So how I think that might look, and Ophelia show us as well at the same time, because you've got slightly different form, is that as this comes down, this comes up, you kick. So this is taking you out of the way, and it's taking you, so in Ophelia's case, she's got it so that it's just on her chin. I have to take it up to beyond my head on most people, because they're taller than me.
I usually get about here, eye level.
Yeah, exactly. I would take it up, kick, and then now you want them to fly like, I don't know what, some kind of Disney character. To do that, they are going to have to take off in front of you. So you want to whip this round so that they fall to the ground with a flying crash. Does that make sense?
After you kick, does your foot land back where it was?
Ah, good question. Poke, which means preferred Japanese form from yesteryear, would be, yes, it would come back. To get the most epic nage possible, the most epic flying, you actually step forward.
Well, Danny, someone your height would probably step across.
So and it all depends on who you're throwing, right?
Yes.
So I've never thrown, have I thrown you this way, Ophelia? I don't think we've done this in the dojo. But yeah, I think once you get into peer form, it's one of those ones to put on your list for peer form. When we're back in the dojo, get everyone to attack you and throw them. and then you'll work out where you have to plant your foot. Let's try a few single form from Migi Hasulgamai. And really slowly, ich. Back to Migi Hasulgamai. Ni. What I'm finding interesting, Daniela, is actually to do it single form for a video and to make it look super sexy. I think what I'm doing is down, extracting and planting right here, so I can pivot and do a very full-on pivot. But that, I think, is just because I'm adjusting, because I can see myself in the video. The delights of being here. San! Shi! Go! I quite like this single form, but I don't know, I want to move the coffee table so they can roll out. From Migi Hasulgamai Kamaite. Just 5 more, let's see if we can get this through. So, ich. Ni. Ooh, it's hot. San. Shi. And last one from Migi Hasulgamai. Go. Excellent. Okay, Shinko Q. Any questions for that one? No. That's on. I couldn't find it because that was on Dan's syllabus, but I had to ask Stuart, and it's moved suddenly from being a hard technique to a soft technique. So it took me ages to find it in the soft area. The next one is my favorite. Favorite. Get some water?
Right.
Goju itai. The two are the same.
But it falls under Juho in the list.
Yes, but they're the same thing.
I was still looking for it. Moved suddenly from being Goho to Juho. Like that, it took me ages to find it. By ages, I mean I asked the black belts at Imperial. But so let's go for Migi Churangamai Kamaite. We are doing Y, okay, nage. Any idea what the attack is? No, it is. I can't see the top of Dan and Felia's thing, but I think they're trying to do Kebabzuki. And the thing is, Kebabzuki would make a lot more sense. But for some reason, and this is a piece of racism that I have experienced, I went to San Francisco and the nice people who were begging for money came up to my mother and said, "Oh, you have the third eye and the dot, and you are part of the kindred spirit. Give us money." My mother, who's an economist, said, "No." Anyway, the attack is to her bindi point, to your third eye. What's that called?
Nichigetsu.
Oh, Dan, very good. Nichigetsu. If you don't remember it, it's got Nietzsche in the word. It's like super easy to remember. What are you doing? You're coming and you're hitting with the back of your fist. So, to the count. So I learnt it with that knuckle slightly out. It seems, if you've ever done it that way, it's really forceful. So you can just, my sensei will just do it that way, without any.
Is it gyaku?
What does your sensei do? Ophelia?
Just fist.
Huh?
It's the same as Arvid sensei. Just fist.
So yeah, just a soft attack. Cool. So, gyaku uraken from Migi Churangabai Kamaite. To the count. Ich. Ni. San. Shit. Go. Rook. Sish. Punch. Araxagari to Miggy, to Dynamite, Mite. Couple of more to the count. You seem to have it. Ich. Ni. San. Sheep. Squat. Rook. Fish. Hodge. Shoot. Shoot. Excellent stuff. I can't remember if this is Tiger Bite or not, but I think it must be. Cash, Shinkle Q, and get some water while I figure this out.
Tiger eye, correct.
Huh?
Tiger eye.
Tiger Bite. Great, so. And are you in any particular stance? Probably not.
Doesn't look like it.
Okay. So this attack is coming to your forehead here, right? And what you do is you do a front block to take that out, okay? And then, because this is a softer technique, you're taking you've got this thing that's come here, and you've got it as it's coming. You've got their fist here, right? But their elbow is sort of down here. This is really hard to describe. Basically, their elbow comes down, their head comes, you come up, take out their attack, bring their arm down, pull their elbow, and they will be in this position by now. They will be in this position in front of you, because you've got this one, and you've got attack of this hand. And if you do that, and you keep taking them that way, they will just snap to the floor. Does that make sense? Have I just nagged myself on video?
Correct.
I think I might have. So, let's go slowly. From Migi Chijigamai Kamaite. So, itch. Block. Sweep that down gently with this little hooky thing. Take their imaginary elbow, take them up. And now, with your feet that was swapping, take your feet all the way around and gently drop them on the ground. Does this make sense? Any questions? Oh, look at this.
Great, bring the arm into camera. We'll talk you through it.
Yeah, show us, show us. Go, 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 go.
Go, go, go on.
Come here.
Go completely.
So, why okay? So you're blocking?
Point your left hand, left foot forward. So you've got the same foot forward, yeah.
Yes.
Front hand blocks.
Yes.
Front hand
Good.
blocks. Yeah, yeah. And then the other one comes in under the other. Hook under the other.
And goes.
And then pull it into your chest.
No, it goes away. Yes, keep going. Yes, good, good, good. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Cool.
There you go. And then, so now he's sideways. And if you keep coming towards the camera, he will drop to the floor because he's compromised, if he will let you. But it seems like he's a good enough sport to do that.
He's not.
We were doing it from Miggy. What? Okay, nage. So, knee. Let's do this again. Knee. Block. Bang. Down. I can't remember.
Can I just ask, which way are we turning? I'm slightly confused. I'm sorry.
So they've come in, if I do it backwards for you.
Yes, thank you. Okay.
They've come in this way.
Yeah.
And their arm is here.
Yeah.
And the only way they can fall is over their front foot.
Okay.
So
Is this with Miggy forward right now?
Okay.
Was that with Miggy forward or Hidari?
Well, that was with Miggy forward. So I've got
Miggy
Miggy.
forward. Okay.
So I've attacked Hurricane. It's come, oh, I'm sorry, I've gone the wrong way. And then it's come down. So now my balance is compromised that way. Does that make sense? So, if I'm in the other position, yeah, if I'm in the other position, I'm up here, yeah. I've taken their hand down because their wrist is up here. Yeah. Come underneath that, and then this front foot, this front leg, sweeps round.
Okay.
Make sense?
I think so. I hope I'm doing it right. I don't know. The mirror image thing is difficult.
It's also an Ophelia syllabus, so the idea that you would get it at this stage is always
cool. Okay, good. I feel a bit better.
Remote stance they're in, and the triangle with their feet where they're going essentially. So if they're Miggy as well, you know what direction they need to fall in. The triangle with their feet. Like,
okay.
So Daniela and Alex, I want you to visualize this. Dan and Ophelia, I want you to finish it with
Kanuki.
Sorry?
Kanuki.
Exactly. Kanuki gatame.
Kavita, would you mind just doing one, like the same thing that we're doing, but turned around? Because that, I mean, I don't know, Alex, if that would help you too, but that was actually pretty useful when we were doing what you were doing, but it wasn't mirrored.
Okay, that sounds good. I can do that. So, if you're so the attack is coming into my head, and I am doing a front block. Yeah, I'm taking their arm down in front of me. And with my backhand, I'm coming under their elbow to stop them doing anything fancy with their arm. And then I'm doing the classic Zentenkan, which means my front foot is coming to close up to into the middle, and then swapping out. And they are dropping down to the floor in front of me.
All right, okay.
Make sense? Try that a couple of times. I'll see if I can follow and watch you. Go, in your own time. That looked amazing, ladies. That was in sync, bottom screen people, Alex and Danny.
Okay, going again?
Yeah, please, just one more. I'm just looking at the Kanuki gatame that Ophelia doesn't have space for. My only comment, Ophelia, is you're still very over. You're still very bent over your opponent. Again, I'd like to see more squatting and less folding. Kesh, Shinko-kyu. We are well over. I'm meant to be handing over to Dan for Hawa today.
Yes, so on Sunday we had Maeda Sensei talk to us in Japan, and he's a very interesting person because he's actually an architect by training, but he has spoken as if he's been a medical researcher or a physiological researcher for the past 20 or so years. And he said that, I can't remember the exact sequence, but I think either Mizuno Sensei encouraged him to take it up, or he met Mizuno Sensei around the same time that he took it up. But anyway, he's been connected with it for a long time, so he was recommended by Mizuno Sensei. There are actually 4 disciplines. I can't remember all of them, all of the Japanese names, but Appo is the art of going for the pressure points to render someone unconscious. There's a discipline called Kappo. I can't remember what that is. I think it's resuscitating someone who has been knocked out. And there were 2 others, which I've forgotten the name, so I'm really sorry about that. But essentially, he deals with how can you deal with the different pressure points in order to not just knock someone out, but also to relieve. Seiho is one of them, where you're massaging these pressure points therapeutically. But it's not just to knock people out, but also for healing and relieving tension. So he found that one of the least effective things you can do is actually stretching. If you've got a particular muscle that's sore, stretching it won't help. What he said is that you should get a very precise point. That's why we have the tennis ball. Equally good as the thumb. And you find the muscle group that is bothering you. For example, you have the bicep. And you rest the point in the middle of the muscle. And you don't press down strongly. He said the same pressure should be as if you're resting your arm on the surface, but you're just having a contact point of one thumb or one finger. Anyway, so you press down and then you breathe in each ni, release san, shi. Each ni, san, shi. Each ni, san, shi. And he said that this works in any point of the body. You can do it here. You could presumably do it on the underside. It's the same motion. One thing that we've done in Seiho, I remember Kavita has explained it, is you flip your partner over and you're going up the backside of the thigh. You're going down the middle. You can't do it on your back, as far as I'm aware, but you can do it on your neck, your leg, your digits as well. Each of these knuckle joints, you can do the same thing, but it's the same motion. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Yeah, and that's all that I can remember.
The last one's really interesting. That's one I know from like Indian, your grandmother sort of massaging you, that kind of stuff. That's really interesting. Daniela, you were at that on Saturday, right?
Yeah, he did one on the side too, Dan. Do you remember?
Oh yes, yeah.
Here, and you do this same thing. Each, ni, san, shi. But that one really helps me because it is your back. You can put your thumb or
yeah.
And then you go like that.
That's great.
Is that point, if you remember from primary school.
That's great. Did he do the talk in English or did he have a translator?
No, he had Richard Jarman's son. Guy.
Oh yeah. His name will come back to me.
I think it's Guy.
Guy. Yeah.
It was good. I was surprised at how seamless it was. They did a great job. I hope they do another one.
Excellent. Yeah, that sounds really good.
They will, yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, Dan. Renchu o waramas.
Right.
All right.